Hello everyone, a very warm welcome back to the Westie TV Charity Cup and welcome to Match of the Day. 2 games on the way from Group F in the competition. The last 2 games of Matchday 3 and the group stage as well in the Charity Cup. Well, 4 teams all vying for spots in the round of 16 and well, they know what's at stake. After Real Madrid knocked out last night, it means that the 3rd place will definitely get you a spot in the round of 16. So, it's all to play for then. Tottenham though host Ahli in the first fixture of Group F tonight. A win for Tottenham would take them through. If Ahli beat Tottenham, well, it's a big ask for Bucks FC. I was in the commentary box. Enjoy the game. Hello everyone, welcome to London. Spurs host the home of Tottenham Hotspur against Ahli tonight. The champions of the AFC, the champions of Asia, take on the Europa League winners here in London. A return for Riyad Mahrez, Ivan Toney and many more. Edward Mendy too to London. Familiar setting, a familiar place for many. And Tottenham, a much changed side since some of those players went off to Saudi Arabia a couple of years ago. Well, for Spurs, Vicario, Porro, Gray, Danso and Spence the back 4. Bentancur, Kulusevski and Maddison. Johnson, Tell and Heung-min Son on his last appearance for Spurs in the Charity Cup. Keep an eye out for Lucas Bergvall on the bench. Udogie, Ben Davies and Timo Werner as well. And Pape Matar as well. Well, Ahli, well, exciting as they have been in this competition. A draw today between these two sides would eliminate Bucks FC. Mendy, Majrashi, Demiral, Ibanez, Balabaid, Al-Johani, Kessier, Mahrez, Alberca, Vega and Toney. Keep an eye out for Galeno on the bench too. Venderson is a very good substitute. He's been perfect too. Aliofsky, you might remember from Leeds. He's played here in Tottenham before. And well, Edouard Mendy, a Champions League winner, back on London soil again. His former club Chelsea knocked out. And Spurs looking to avoid the same. Remember, if Ahli beat them, then Spurs will have to face potentially an elimination. It's the same for Ahli too. Although it's looking a lot more favourable. Here's Heung-min Son round the back post for Brennan Johnson. Good save by Mendy. Palmed away and down for Saeed. Ferras now on the ball. Ivan Toney. Toney true shooting and Vicario with a top stop to deny Ivan Toney. Here we go. Heung-min Son. Left hand side, brought back for Jed Spence. Maddison. Matthias Tell. Bentancur again. Whipped forward by Kulusevski and Ibanez on the run. Well, their Saudi counterparts, Al Nassr, knocked out in their Group C affair with Liverpool and Arsenal. As the Lions just making it through in that group. Bucks FC, their university counterparts, will have to face off in an hour against... Oh, and here's Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney, oh. Vicario in the nick of time. Well, this will be Ange Postecoglou's last appearance as Spurs manager. Allow back as the main man for Tottenham. And the man behind their Europa League success against Manchester United back in May. He's sad. Gabri Vega. Ferras now on the left. Pedro Porro. Dispossesses Ferras and now brought on to Bentancur. Johnson to Tell. Kulusevski. Maddison playing it forward for Johnson, offside. I'll remember, a draw would be... That would be it for Bucks FC. They wouldn't be able to claw back that advantage. So a goal is needed for either one of these teams. And I think Bucks FC would probably prefer Ahli to get it. Jed Spence. Son. Bentancur to Kulusevski. Oh, wicked tackle that by Ahli. Here's Demiral. Another player, formerly Juventus, of course. And Danso went right in the back. And that'll be a Ahli free kick in the opposition half. Mahrez. I think he tried to whip it but ended up shooting. Here's Kessié. Madison dispossesses. Tell. Back to Pedro Porro. Brennan Johnson played forward to Kulusevski again. Breaks free. Here's the Swede. Inside the box. Kulusevski scores at home soil. And Spurs lead here in London. A brilliant goal from Dejan Kulusevski. Took on the left back alone, scored all alone, smashed past Edouard Mendy and Dejan Kulusevski with an important goal for Tottenham. Well, Ahli in trouble. Of course, a goal would level it up and then both go through. As it would stand, Gabri Veiga. Of course, Real Madrid are now confirmed out of the competition after their Group E collapse to the FPC5. Kessié, Ferraz, into Ivan Toney, tried to lay it off for Gabri Veiga, but it wasn't quite there. Kulusevski now. Johnson. Played all the way forward. Here's Brennan Johnson. Ibanez gets in the way. Johnson still muscles his way past. Here's Brennan Johnson. It makes it 2-0 for Tottenham. And well, this might be the perfect night for Spurs. The round of 16 is calling. And well, this flipped the goal difference on its head. If it were to stay like this, all Bucks FC would need to do is score 2. But I think Spurs have got more in their locker. Gabri Veiga now. Ferraz. Kulusevski lets it run. Here's Brennan Johnson. Here's Matthias Tell. Good save by Edouard Mendy. Top fingertip save from a Senegalese keeper. Oh, well, half time here in London. All square here. Oh, sorry, 2-0. Sorry to Tottenham. Not all square. You know the drill. Spurs 2, Ahli 0. Half time here in London. All to play for in the second half. Welcome back, everyone. Second half underway here in London, and well, this could be a big night for Spurs as they look to progress to the round of 16. They could still top the group by all means. If Bucks FC were to beat Inter Milan, it would be a top of the group situation for Tottenham. Here's Son. Heung-min Son down the left. He's Bentancur. Kessié nicking it off him. Brilliant work from Yannick Kessié. Kessié trying to box himself into a corner. Riyad Mahrez. Toney trying it, and Vicario, an excellent stop but offside. given against the former Brentford man. And well, he's quite far offside actually. Quite an easy spot from the assistant referee. A good spot from them though. And well, Spurs, they've been very, very good so far in this competition. Here's Mahrez. Well, yes, Spurs are winning against Bucks FC on Matchday 1. Lost though out in Milan last time out. Of course, they were against the Champions League finalists. It was a potential Super Cup tie that could have happened if Inter Milan beat PSG. We could say the same as though for, well, here's Dejan Kulusevski. Good save by Edouard Mendy again. 60 minutes played here in London. Kulusevski. Maddison to Bentancur. Kulusevski. Pedro Porro fighting for it. Pedro Porro shooting. Mahrez now. Ahli looking to run and, well, Ivan Toney. Thought they were going to play offside, but referees brought it back. And well, Destiny Udogie coming on for Jed's bench and Gabri Veiga coming off for Wenderson Galeno. Almost got there. You know what I mean. Wenderson Galeno. What a name. Here's Heung-min Son. Last appearance for Tottenham. Captain. Here's Matthias Tell. Brennan Johnson. Headed clear, and I think that's offside by assistant referee. Flagged up. Well, Yves Bissouma coming on for Archie Gray. Oh, well, a good half from Archie Gray. Ibanez. Here's Saad. Wenderson Galeno down the left. Handball, I think, by Pedro Porro, but out for a throw-in. Reason the ref played advantage. Galeno. Ferraz. Here's Galeno again. Tony. Ferraz still going. Ferraz, all good save by Vicario. Top stop from the keeper. Here's Timo Werner now coming on for Matthias Tell, the third sub window for Tottenham. And it'll be the last of the night, probably. Ahli have still got one more, remember? With Din and Pedro Porro. Bentancur clears. 10 minutes for Tottenham to secure a round of 16 place in the competition. Here's Brennan Johnson on the run. Brennan Johnson all the way. Inside the box. Shooting chance, and Edouard Mendy, I think he just went a bit too far. But Mendy could not believe it by the amount of defenders he lacked to try and stop Brennan Johnson. And well, Dejan Kulusevski, the goal scorer, the first one of the night, whipping it in for Tottenham. Headed down, Ferraz clears. Ibanez trying to stop the chase. Here's Wenderson Galeno. Here's Brennan Johnson now. Johnson! Good save by Mendy. And well, Alexander Gomez da Costa coming on. Well, it will be exactly as you'd expect. Ahli trying to make some last-minute substitutions. I don't think it's going to be enough for them. Spurs have just been too good for them today. Here's Son, Udogie, Bentancur, and Marashi puts it back into the gloves of Edouard Mendy. Ibanez, Galeno, Indekessier, Ivan Toney. Here's Galeno again. is Ferraz. Galeno. Ferraz again. Bissouma. Madison clears away. And I think this will be it for Tottenham. Tottenham triumph here in London. A home win for Tottenham Hotspur propels them into the round of 16. Al Ahly will have to wait another hour to find out their fate. But this will be seismic if Al Ahly go out here from this position. Bucks FC versus Inter Milan up next. But a goal from Brendan Johnson and a goal from Dejan Kulusevski, enough here in London. Spurs 2, Al Ahly 0, full time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Well then, Spurs triumph against the AFC champions. Al Ahly then will maybe have to wait on what Bucks FC do in this next fixture. Spurs then through to the round of 16. They've got 6 points, which puts them in second place, and we'll see how they line up later in terms of the draw, because I believe it's going to be quite close. But it's time then to head to Wickham. Bucks FC will host Internazionale Milano. Inter Milan looking to go top of the group on 9 points, where Bucks FC really need 3 points here to try and get them into the places where they can go into the knockout stages. So, without further ado, I'm in the commentary box. Let's head to Wickham for Bucks FC against Internazionale Milano. Good evening, Bucks. When you need it most, here in Wickham against Inter Milan. It's a big night for these boys. They really need a win. They really need a goal. In fact, they need 2. So make sure they're through into the round of 16. They'll go level on points and on goal difference with Al Ahly. But yellow cards will keep them in the game if they can just score 2 and not concede any. Bucks FC, the impossible job will need to be made possible tonight. Inter Milan, top of the group, through to the round of 16. Don't need to do anything. They are in the prime spot to potentially go through. Spinks in the net. Dawson, Constance, Garden, Deverill, Johnston, Rodri and Hoey in the midfield. Skinner, Bedford and Tipping up front. A big night for Bucks FC. Charlie Stinton on the bench. Lubala in there too. Pattendon, Sadlier and Onyedima in there too. Well, Inter Milan, the beaten European finalists, didn't think they'd draw Tottenham Hotspur in this group as well. De Gennaro, Darmian, Pavard, Bisek, De Vrij, Zalewski, Aslani, Zielinski, Fratesi in the midfield. Carboni and Correa up front. A big night for these boys. A 5 at the back. Hakan Çalhanoğlu on the bench too. Bastoni in there too, and Henrik Mkhitaryan, the big stars of this group stage so far for Inter Milan, are on the bench. And well, De Gennaro, a young keeper, his debut for Inter Milan tonight in the Charity Cup. Fraser Garden knows all about these settings and wants to make another semi-final again. Here we go then. Well, Bucks FC need 2. That's all they need. Here's Johnston. Scott Bedford. Bedford trying already, and De Gennaro with a good stop to deny Scott Bedford. Zalewski. Remember, a draw will not cut it for Bucks FC. It will for Inter Milan in terms of the draw, but well, who do you want in the round of 16? Some second place sides, and well, Rodri and Skinner. An excellent year for them. Of course, this is the last day of action here in the Charity Cup group stages. Correa brought into Carboni. It's in already. And Bucks FC are already in trouble. And well, it was all too easy. Inter Milan just walked in And Inter Milan just scored. And Inter are already on the way to a potential round of 16 top spot. They would do 9 out of 9. They'd be the first teams to do so since Bayern and City and Marseille as well. Here's Ben Johnston. Mackenzie Hoey. Hoey striking one and it's wide. Almost there for them. And well, just not to be for Mackenzie Hoey. He's had a few strikes in his time, but well, it's not to be. Remember, being the third place team, it will put you, well, if Bucks FC were to get third tonight, they'd be placed third in the third place ranking of all the third place teams. Of course, Real Madrid and Crystal Palace out of the competition. Madrid the big one. And a lot of people cannot believe it. Rodri denied, and Di Gennaro putting in an astounding performance. Here's Mackenzie Hoey. Corner taken short by Rodri, and Johnson tried to whack it down, but it's cleared away by Inter Milan. Johnston into Dawson. Oliver Dawson wide. And well, Bucks FC's Kvaratskhelia can't quite do it here. And well, Bucks FC, they've got to find something in the next 65 minutes or so, otherwise it's going to be 3 goals they've got to find, and this is not a easy team to play against, especially a back 5. Here's Fratesi. David Fratesi again inside the box, and good save by Spinks. And it's not to be. And David Fratesi, it's almost there, but it's not quite it for Inter Milan. Spinks pushes it behind for a corner, so it will be a corner for Inter. Valentin Carboni, and look who's sprinting, and he's very monotone with his sprint. Piotr Zielinski. Knocked in, Stefan de Vrij. Edge of the area now for Inter. Zielinski. Correa, good save, Spinks. The Wycombe-born keeper keeps them in it. And that is an outstanding stop. I'm surprised he doesn't go for his right foot. Surprised he doesn't go for his right foot. Correa whipped into the box and headed down. Besek there. It's not quite to be. Skinner floored by the defender. No foul given. Fratesi. Garden gets in there straight away. No nonsense. Gene Tipping. Scott Bedford. And well, Mackenzie Hoey hasn't quite worked the false 9 out with Scott Bedford yet. He got it working with Ricky Bansal, and well, that was another story. Correa, Fratesi again. Carboni trying one. Spinks saving. Zielinski brought to Carboni, and it's right across the face of the goal. It's not to be, and well, he's hit that. Oh, it's almost for Inter Milan. A goal before half-time would change things for Bucks FC. Got to get on with it, Spinks. Ball booted forward. Bisek's there. Aerially, they're so limited because of Bisek, but it's so hard to see Bucks FC scoring at the minute. Here's Correa, let alone 3. Knocked in. Piotr Zielinski. Matteo Darmian. Correa. Carboni. Spinks with the save. And Fraser Garden was almost ready to follow up for him. Dawson playing it through. Skinner's there. Johnston, Hoey. Aslani. Fretesi. Carboni sent to the floor. Darmian. Valentin Carboni. Piotr Zielinski. Carboni sent behind and, well, it's another corner for Inter Milan. We've got word there are Ahli Lions scouts in the crowd tonight. We've had a bit of a report come in. Might that affect the heads of some of these players if they're eliminated here tonight? Sent in, and Gary almost... Well, referee was waved away the handball protest for once. Matteo Darmian, and that is half time here in Wickham. We played 55 minutes, a bit more than we were expecting. With scouts on the watch, and Inter Milan 1-0 up for Valentin Carboni. It might be a night that Bucks FC do not remember for a long time. Half time, Bucks FC 0, Inter Milan 1. Here we are then, second half underway. And this is exactly the kind of thing that Bucks FC want. Well, not really what they want actually. It's more they want a goal. In fact, they want 3. Jan Bisek, bodies. Gene Tipping. Darmian. Forward to Correa. Here's Carboni. Looking for a second. Spinks with the save this time. And well, Spinks punting upfield. And it's not really working. This long ball from Bucks FC. Might it be the... Fretesi knocked it back and, well, Deverell manages to knock it behind for a corner kick. And, well, substitution for Inter Milan, and Mehdi Taremi coming on for the goal scorer, Carboni. Zielinski. Stefan de Vrij. Zalewski. Correa. Well, tried it. Didn't quite work out for him. Aslani. Correa. Correa over the bar. Now, I've heard word Alessandro Bastoni's coming on, but I've heard word they're looking at a few players. These Ahli Lions scouts. Got some Westie TV reporters in the media pen, and I'm hearing from Fabrizio Romano. They're looking at Fraser Garden, Gary Constance, Maka Hoey, Leo Spinks too, Oliver Dawson. A number of players could be, or maybe offered money to jump ship. Azerbaijani money has not gone away. And certainly won't go away this Christmas. Henrik Mkhitaryan coming on for David Fretesi. Here we go. Corner from Inter Milan. Whipped into the box. Brought there. Here's Stefan de Vrij. Knocked down. Henrik Mkhitaryan. Oh, brilliant! A brilliant goal from Henrik Mkhitaryan. The Armenian sends them in front by a double. And now Bucks FC have a long way to come. And that is just perfect from Henrik Mkhitaryan. No one expected it. Out of reach of Spinks. That's a wonderful finish from Henrik Mkhitaryan. And the Inter Milan attacking midfielder has done it again. Outstanding. Dawson playing it for Skinner now. 20 minutes left to play and 20 more minutes for Bucks FC to keep some pride in this competition. They'd be the only team to, I believe they'd be the only team to not produce a point in this entire competition apart from AFC Wimbledon. And Al Ahly at the moment would be going through into the round of 16. Bisek, Aslani, Zielinski, Mehdi Taremi, here's Taremi, over to Correa, Mkhitaryan. Oh, a great save from Spinks. He saw that coming. 10 minutes to go. Bucks FC's pride at stake. Brought forward. Scott Bedford, 2-1. And it's the goal they really needed maybe about half an hour ago. It isn't to be maybe for Bucks FC, but a goal that will put a smile on many people's faces. Scott Bedford's first in the competition. And it is the first Bucks FC goal of the entire tournament. And Makahoe will be very pleased with that. The Scott Bedford centre forward experiment might have worked. Here's Taremi again. Mehdi Taremi, good save Spinks. Well, they could rescue a draw here, Bucks FC, you never know. It is possible. Stop from Spinks though, I mean, he's known for being a very good keeper, Leo Spinks. The one's captain for Bucks FC this coming year, 25-26 season. One's captain is an honour. Jeffrey Odomosu, Ethan Hutchison, Michael Harding, Leo Spinks. Brought in Mackenzie Hoey almost. And well, you thought it might have been the net bulging if Mackenzie Hoey was on the end of a volley. Well, we're going to see how much time we're going to get. 2 minutes of added time here in Wickham. And Henrik Mkhitaryan is on the ball. And he's taking his time with it. Garden played through. And Fraser Garden might have made the last touch as a Bucks FC player. They're out of the Charity Cup. And Al Ahly will proceed on with Inter Milan and Tottenham from this group. A shocking day for Bucks FC. A mighty fall from where they were 12 months ago. But Henrik Mkhitaryan rises to the stands and the away fans. But at the end of the day, Bucks FC are out of the competition. Bucks FC 1, Inter Milan 2, full time in Wickham. It's all over here. Well then, a big 2-1 win then for Inter, and they're top of the group. 9 points out of 9, but Bucks FC have had a lifeline. An absolute lifeline. Al Ahly has sent us an email mid-game tonight informing us. They've also posted on Twitter. They've said, we will not be continuing our Charity Cup campaign. We'd like to thank Westie TV for inviting us, but unfortunately we will not be taking part in the round of 16 stage. So unfortunately, Al Ahly will take no further part in the competition. But Bucks FC will then take their place, so they have forfeited all the games and means they will be bottom of the group, which means the Group F looks like this. Internazionale Milano on 9 points, top of the group, Tottenham in second, Bucks FC in third, by absolute virtue of their forfeit given to them by Al Ahly, and well, Al Ahly bottom, and that is an absolutely disappointing bit of news. But Bucks FC then will make their way into the round of 16. A bit of a lifeline considering they didn't get a single win in this entire tournament, and well, it doesn't look very good for them. But we'll see what happens in the round of 16. We've been given now the pots, and we can see all of the results, all the teams that have been made it into the draw. That will happen very, very soon. We'll announce the draw here on Instagram and on Westie TV 2. Pot 1 then, in the seeded sides, Marseille, Manchester City, Arsenal, Bayern, FBC5 and Internazionale Milano are the group winners. PSG and Tottenham is the best runners-up in second place in Pot 1. And then the Pot 2 teams, the unseeded teams, Manchester United, Liverpool, Celtic, Napoli, AZ Lions, Club Atletico de Madrid, Bucks FC and Inter Miami complete the lineup. So you'll be able to watch the draw very, very shortly on Westie TV. Don't miss it. We'll advertise it and we'll make it a premiere so you guys can go and watch that whenever you please, and we'll announce the date for it too. But without further ado then, it's all over here in the Charity Cup group stage. Thank you very much for watching. Bucks FC scraped through by the skin of their teeth. Inter Milan top again, and Tottenham, well, weren't so Spursy this time, were they? Thanks for watching. See you next time, and good night.